Okay, class, so today we're going to talk about what is distance learning, what is online learning, how do they differ? Number two, what different types of online learning experiences are currently available for students? How have they evolved historically? Number three, best practices in the planning and the design of an online learning experience. And what trends and developments suggest the direction of online learning specifically for higher education? How's it going in a good and positive way? All right, so first we're going to talk about what is distance and online learning. Online learning is a course that will be taught 100% online, and distance learning will be majority of the class is online. So with distance learning, you have the option to meet in a class for a lecture or maybe an exam, but majority of that class, we'll say about 70-80% of that class will be taught online, but you do have the option to meet with your professor. Both classes do have a professor, but like we said, all of the online class will be taught completely online. All right, and one more thing before we move along. Online learning is great for graduate students or even undergraduate students, but students who either they stay too far from the campus but they want to receive a degree, or graduate students who have a job where they can't, go to class like a regular student. So that's the big thing for online learning. Moving along, number two, what different types of online learning experiences are currently available for students, and how have they evolved historically? All right, so the first part we're going to talk about is enriched virtual model. All right, a single course or multiple course with some face-to-face learning. So they'll go that distance learning again with that hybrid and blended classes. All right, and fully online model is a class that is 100% online. So that falls up under 100% online. And the rotation model. All right, students in high schools are sometimes sent home to do assignments online at home, and that is what they call an E-Day. All right, so it's basically changing that traditional classroom setting where students meet at a school and they have a teacher and a lecture and everything. It's moving more towards a technology-based classroom, moving more for the 21st century. All right, number three, the best practices in planning and the design of an online experience. One, be present at course site, all right? And that goes for the professor, and that also goes for the students, all right? So the professor needs to be able to be available for their students. We're all human, so we all can be online 100% of the time. However, they need to be able to communicate with their students in a timely fashion, so at least within a 24-hour window. All right, number two, create a supportive online course community, and that goes for the school in general, not just the professor, but student-to-student communication, student to professor, professor to student, and student to tech. You're gonna deal a lot with tech as far as maybe issues or sometimes concerns, so everybody needs to be able to communicate with one another. Discussion questions are one big example of how everyone communicates, with one another and the professor. Set clear durations and expectation. That all falls up under the syllabus. Okay, when you're in college, you have your syllabus, and majority of the time with the online classes, the professor has everything outlined for a guideline on this particular day, this particular week. They want this particular assignment turned in, and keep group sizes small. And that is very important with online classes because you have students that may be all over America, and you want everybody to be able to participate and communicate. And as long as you keep it between like 3 to 5 students, you should be able to everybody should be able to communicate and turn in their lesson all together within a weekly span. The more students, the more time frames you have to work with. Well, the less time frames you have to work with, and the less students, the more time frames you have to work with. All right, and number four question is, what trends and developments suggest the direction of the learning specifically for higher education? We have collaborative, that's group work, whether it's online or in the classroom. Tech power, that's back to what we were saying that the whole class is 100% online, so you need to be able to have internet. More places in America are having free Wi-Fi and different stuff, and blended. That goes to hybrid classes. So if you are new to online-based classes, a blended class may be something you want to start with, so you can still have the professor and classroom setting.